Hey guys, I'm Madden Gaming, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Madden 24 update, player likeness, equipment, and more. So this is basically part two to what I posted yesterday, which was the biggest Madden update in recent memory. So if you have not watched that, it's on my channel right now. If you want to watch this, if you want to watch it before you watch this one. But let's see some more. Let's see what part two got for us. Let's get into it.
We've got more Madden 24 updates to go over. EA dropped their huge title update yesterday, one of the biggest updates I've ever seen for Madden. We covered all of the gameplay and game mode related stuff in
It was
yesterday's
a
video, which I
lot,
will link at the end of this video if you
especially
happen to
for
miss it. In
franchise
this video,
mode.
we're going to talk about all of the cosmetic changes that were made, the new helmets, new uniforms, equipment fixes, equipment
Okay,
additions,
got
player
the
likeness and face
equipment.
scan updates, and more. And if you never want to miss out on any of these
I wonder what
important
new
Madden
face
updates
scans they
or
got.
any news regarding the upcoming NCAA college football game that's dropping
Ain't
soon,
gonna lie,
make sure to
these,
subscribe and turn the
bruh,
bell icon
the
on so you
Denver
never miss any of these
uniforms
videos
is
when
so
they go
fire.
live.
They
Before
one
we
of the
break
best.
down the second half of yesterday's update, I do want to answer a
Colts
bunch
got
of
some nice
questions that
ones
I've
too.
seen going around since the update. Yes, Superstar KO was purposely removed for the time being. They did say before the update went live that they were going to be gating Superstar KO until a future update. Don't know why, don't know what it means. Maybe they're revamping it, maybe they're changing stuff. Personally, I don't think that's what they're doing, but I don't really know why they would pull it offline for an extended period of time, but it is going to be down for a while. The next thing, they did remove the play ball in air coaching adjustment. Now, this wasn't in the patch notes yesterday, but they did update it today, and they said that the play ball option was not compatible with the new catch tackle technology and had no effect when toggled. It's been removed unless we are able to update the option to be more complementary of the new catch tackle systems. And I kind of felt that way. It didn't really feel like it ever was that good anyway. I mean, it definitely worked a little bit in previous years, but I've always been one to say that you're going to be better off clicking on to go for the swat or the interception yourself. It's going to yield much better results than letting the coaching adjustments and the computer do it. Me personally, I would have just left it in the game though. Even if it's a placebo effect, people think it works, so just leave it in the game because removing it's just going to cause people to complain about it. But that's why they said they removed it.
I mean,
because
they
it didn't
gonna
actually
complain
work
anyway.
anymore with the new
So,
updated catch and tackle systems that have been
damn
implemented
if
over
you
the
do,
last couple
damn
of
if you
years.
don't.
Also,
As they
there
say.
is a bug with the kick meter that is being blocked sometimes, which is very, very unfortunate. They are aware of it. They said a fix is on the way soon for that, so it shouldn't be too long. Now, here, let's start with the helmets that you're seeing on screen. The alternate helmet for the Broncos and for the Colts
They
are
look
now officially
so
in the game. Those were the remaining
good.
alternate helmets that we were waiting for. There are some other helmet updates we're going to jump into in a minute, but these are the new helmets that were added, that were introduced this year. Next up, we have the Vikings alternate uniforms. Now, these were already in the game, but they did adjust the helmet and the socks. So on the old version of this that was in the game, they had the older version of the helmet, but the Vikings are actually wearing this version of the helmet with the throwbacks now, so they did adjust that in the game, and they also adjusted the socks. Same for the Titans with their Oilers throwback. So again, the uniforms are already in the game, but they did adjust the helmets a bit here, as you can see, and the socks as well. So for a lot of these teams, their throwbacks were already in the game from years ago, but now that they're bringing them back this year, a lot of teams are bringing the alternate throwbacks back into the mix, but they made some slight adjustments in terms of helmets and socks and stuff. So those were the things that were updated with a lot of these alternates. Same here for the Seahawks as well. As you can see, this was in the game, but once again, they
You
adjusted
see how
the
good
helmets
this
and
looks
the
right
socks
here,
just a little
man?
bit to bring it up to date with what they're going to be wearing in the NFL this year. And I'll be honest, this might be my favorite throwback. This one and the Oilers. I mean, they're both, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these
I like the
throwbacks are nice.
Eagles. The
Vikings
Eagles
are nice
one.
as
The Eagle
well.
one is my
They're
favorite.
just super sick. The Bucks are another one. I mean, also super sick. And
I
this is a
mean,
division rival
you
of
can't
my
go
team, so I
wrong.
don't like giving them too many compliments, but I mean, the creamsicles, you just can't dislike the creamsicles. And honestly, one of the best logos ever as well on the helmet. Same goes for the Eagles
Look
here
at
with the
that.
Kelly Greens that they're bringing back. And I mean, again, this is another sick one. I mean, I feel like NFL and really just
Yes,
sports in general,
sir.
man, the old uniforms that they used to do, it just seemed like they had a lot more life in them. They were a lot cooler. They were a lot louder. They stood out more. You know, nowadays, a lot of times the uniforms and logos and stuff have gotten just a little bit too generic. And I like when they bring the throwbacks back into the mix because these just look way better, you know? So they did adjust once again the helmet and the socks here.
Some of them look better.
Ultimate
Some of
Classic.
them I
And
like the
finally
newer
here with
ones.
the uniforms, we have the Jets as well. So if you remember, they had these in the game already, just like all the other ones. I even did a gameplay at the beginning of the year, and people were saying, oh, the helmet and stuff was wrong, which was correct. The helmet was not updated yet. This is the actual updated throwback helmet to go with the alternate uniforms, and you also have the sock adjustments as well. I want to say also the names on the back of these jerseys, I think, was a bug that was fixed as well. I think these jerseys wasn't always showing the name on the back for some reason, so
I did not
was
know
also
that.
addressed. They also fixed an issue with the Panthers white jersey, so I believe before the collar on the jersey was showing the teal color, and it's actually now black. I think they changed it. I don't know if it was this year or last year. I don't know when they changed it, but it was showing kind of the old version in the game, so they did fix that, and now the collar is the right color. They said that the Jaguars uniforms were updated as well. I think something to do with the patch on the jerseys was updated.
Team I played for in the franchise and face of the franchise a couple Maddens ago.
Fix the patches on the Jags jersey, so those are now updated. Now we've got a lot more updates to cover, but really quickly I want to shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. If you like winning money, Underdog Fantasy is for you, especially if you think you know football. Their pick'em game. Now let's look at the player likeness. So the first big name everybody's been waiting for is Brock Purdy. He is now in the game, and I have seen some people say that something looks a little off about him. And I actually agree, and I'm a person that has been very big on the face scans. I think 99% of the new scans they've put in the game the past 2 years
they've been
phenomenal
looking
and
incredible.
Something looks a little off about Brock Purdy. I don't know if it's an older scan that they just got in the game. I don't know what it is, but there's something that does look just a little off about his compared to some of the other ones. We've also got Jalen Carter of the Eagles. He's now in the game. He was supposed to be in the game with the last update, but for some reason he didn't get pushed through. But his, I think, is one, you know, like most of the other ones, looks very spot on. His looks good, so he is now officially in Madden 24. His teammate Nolan Smith Jr. is also now in the game. Fellow rookie, fellow Georgia player, and now fellow Eagle player. He's now in the game as well. His is looking really good. Hair looking on point as well. So they're getting some of these young rookies, some of these young players in the game finally. We also got another rookie, Jordan Addison of the Vikings.
He's
now in the game as well. He's been having a pretty good rookie year. He's even got the tattoo. If you look and you see, he's got the number 3 tattoo behind his ear, which is
that's a nice detail.
Something you see often. We know tattoos is a thing that EA is still kind of lacking on. Some players do get their signature tattoos. Obviously, we know like Odell has always had them. Mike Evans has them. But some guys do have their actual tattoos as well, but it'll usually be like something like this, like a single tattoo, something in a spot that's not that noticeable. And I think maybe because it's a part of like the whole face scan, that might be a reason why he has it. It's not something we see too much, but they did get it in for Jordan Addison, which is a nice touch. Next up, we've got rookie Paris Johnson Jr. of the Cardinals. You can see they got the hair on point as well. Face scan looking on point. I believe he was the first offensive lineman taken in the draft, so good that they finally got him in the game. They got most of the bigger name rookies in now, which is good to see. We've got Steelers linebacker Alex Highsmith in the game as well. I believe he's been in the league for a few years, maybe 3. So
wait, that's how Highsmith looked like? I never actually saw his actual face before.
In their second and third year, we don't usually see veterans like that have been in the league 5+ years get face scans too often. Usually they'll get updates, but if they don't have a face scan a few years in the league, they're probably just not a big name player and they don't wind up getting one. But younger players do. So we now have Alex Highsmith as well. The next young player we have in the game is David Ajabo of the Ravens, another guy that I saw a lot of people asking for. So they finally got him in the game, got the hair, got the player likeness, got the beard. Everything is on point. Next up, we've got second-year player John Mechie of the Texans. He missed last year with the injury, unfortunately. He is back this year. I don't know if he's been playing a whole lot, though. It doesn't seem like he has really been like
I can't remember like seeing his name.
I thought he was going to be pretty good, so maybe it's just still too early. Maybe they're still kind of working him back in.
I don't really watch Texas games, so
on point
Texan games, excuse me.
They also did list Cameron Curl as being a new face scan in the game, but I want to say he was already in. I thought he was in at the beginning of the year because I remember doing a video on the new scans, but I don't know if they changed something, if it's an updated one from what the new one was, or if they just listed it by mistake. Maybe something changed. Maybe Commanders fans can let me know. But as far as I know, he was already in the game, but I'm just showing it just in case there was something that was changed. They also made an update to Baker Mayfield's hair and his beard.
Feeling dangerous,
For
huh?
the past few years, his scan was a little outdated. They had him with the longer
Yeah,
hair and the
yeah.
super long beard that he was rocking a couple years back. So
I ain't
he
gonna lie,
definitely has been in need of an update. And, hey, he's
face
been
scan.
balling out this year. He kind of, looks like he's getting back to the guy that people expect.
Okay, we can stop it. Stop that.
He
Stop
plays
it.
for a division rival, so I don't love it, but I've always been a Baker fan, so it's just
But
good
Baker
to see him
been cooking, I ain't
actually
gonna lie.
kinda getting back in gear. So, I mean, they definitely had to go in and give him the update now, make him look right, so they did put that update also into Madden 24. Now, that was all of the player likeness updates, and I'll say I'm a little disappointed. I mean, we still have guys like Jackson Smith-Njigba that hasn't been updated. There's kind of a few names I've been seeing floating around.
I'm surprised
Sam
about that
Howell,
one.
A few Seahawks in general, still no Tariq Woolen or Kenneth Walker, so I'm assuming Seahawks players got to be coming soon because they had to have done a visit or something because they have a lot of young players that still have not actually been put in the game yet. Still missing guys like Najee Harris for a couple of years. So I know with face scans, a lot of times the issue is if the players aren't available to get scanned when they're at like the Pro Bowl or at the Combine, then they kind of have to make time to get scanned later on. And EA will go visit practice facilities and stuff throughout the year. They take the bus out with the rig, but sometimes players still aren't available when they show up, and if players don't make themselves available to get scanned, then there's nothing they can really do about it. They have to wait until the players are available to actually get scanned so that they can get the scan and then, get in the game and stitch it on to the player models and stuff like that. So I'm sure there are more updates that are coming with this because they usually do a few player likeness updates throughout the year, but for the beginning of the year, I definitely thought we'd see more than we have so far. They also fixed the Jordan 1 low cleats. After the last update, there was kind of a bug with these cleats where they were showing like the wrong colors or like one cleat was different than the other one. So that was super annoying as it is a popular shoe that a lot of people like to equip. So they have fixed that with this update as well. They also said that they added 4 new Adidas cleats, but I do not see them in the game at all. And the same thing happened with the last update. They said that they had added a few new pieces of equipment, which I think were a few cleats, maybe gloves, I couldn't remember, but they weren't actually in the game. So I feel like something's just still a little bugged with this new player editor. I know a lot of people don't like it. It is the player editor that was originally in face of the franchise. They brought it over to franchise, which should be a good thing because it is overall a better looking editor. But I mean, as you can see, some of the stuff is bugged, like equipping stuff sometimes is a pain, and multiple times now they said that they added new equipment that isn't actually here. So I'm guessing we're gonna now have to wait another update to maybe get that stuff. But I know this whole new editor definitely needs to be looked at because it's just not working right. Now, on top of all the cosmetic stuff, they also made some audio changes as well in this update.
Some audio
they fixed
changes,
an issue
okay.
with the music volume during drills and superstar mode. They fixed the issue of team-specific chants firing inaccurately. They fixed various commentary bugs, which is always good. You hate hearing bad commentary. We already have pretty stale commentary, but you hate when you have bugs true as well. Like at least let it be stale and they say the right thing.
I still like
but
the commentary though,
to
be honest with you.
With audio during the combine intro and outro, and they said that they have ongoing adjustments to the overall mix to give the players a more immersive experience. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what that means. Maybe it's just like on-field sounds and stuff like that.
Probably some on-field.
A lot of the cosmetic and presentation updates. Now, if you want to know everything else that happened in this update,
that was a lot. Not as much as part 1, but I do like the new face scans. I think they look really good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.